Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is a very special day because it is the Historic Update Day. So, today we've managed to get our hands on Historic Anthology 3, which comes with a lot of cool cards, some very underpowered cards as well, so if you're a bit of a spike, this one's going to be a little bit of a underwhelming anthology, I would say. But we have some cool cards like Phyrexian Obliterator, Unburial Rites, stuff like that. Nulamog, one of my favourite cards. But today we're going to be playing around with one of the white cards from the list, which is going to be Tempered Steel, a 3-mana enchantment that says artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. So we're going to be putting this in as kind of a finishing Lord effect in a nutshell. Build around loads of really cheap artifact creatures. So we're running 22 lands, so we're keeping right nice and down low to the curve. So Tempered Steel, going to be pumping up our artifact creatures. The only things that are in our deck that don't get pumped by it are going to be Hushbringer and Luros of the Dream Den. I just imagine a lot of maybe Reanimator spells with like Rix, Mardi, Revelers and things like that. So the ETBs and Death Triggers, really don't want them going off, but honestly this is just kind of a filler card. Luros, on the other hand, very much just plays our entire deck. It's not going to be in the companion slot, because if we do that we can't play around with Tempered Steel, which is the thing that I really want to play around with. So obviously we're just going to have these ones in the main deck, but it just allows you to rebuild, which is quite nice. But anyway, what's the deck? We're going to be playing with artifact creatures, so the powerhouse cards here are going to be Steel Overseer, a 2-mana 1/1 that has a tap. Put a 1/1 counter on each artifact creature you control, so it's a go-wide Lord effect in a weird roundabout fashion. And we can combo that up with Voltaic Servant as well, a 2-mana 1/3, which allows us to untap an artifact, so we can use the Steel Overseer twice per turn. In the early slots, we've got Ornithopter, just a 0-mana 0/2 flyer that can get pretty good. Once you got the Tempered Steel out, it's going to be a 2/4 for 0 mana, which, you know, is just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Going to combo greatly as well with the All That Glitters, a 2-mana Aura, which gives +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment you control. All of our creatures, for the most part, are going to be the artifacts. Got some removal with Glass Casket. But yes, we're going to be pumping out lots of Ornithopters, make them real big, real quickly. Gingerbrew, unblockable 1/1 if you really want it to be. Can't be blocked except for by creatures with haste, which for the most part is unblockable. Stonecoil Serpent, occasionally unblockable as well, since it has the protection from multicolored. You can pay this for however much mana you've got, so if you're flooding out, you can make a pretty big Stonecoil Serpent with Reach and Trample. But again, it combos really nicely with the Tempered Steel, because if on turn 3 you go Tempered Steel, you can actually play the Stonecoil Serpent X0, and it's a 0-mana 2/2, so it kind of plays in the similar fashion to the Ornithopter, comboing nicely with Luros, so we can do that out of the graveyard as well if we want. It should be noted with Luros and X spells, you can only cast the Stonecoil Serpent X2, because any higher than that and it's actually a converted mana cost 3 or greater. So we can only make 2/2s with the Stonecoil Serpent, but if we have a Tempered Steel out, that's still a 4/4 for 2 mana, which is pretty good. Finally, we got Mechagodzilla, the Weapon, aka Crystalline Giant. We can actually search by the Godzilla names now. I'm going to keep it as Mechagodzilla because I find this card amusing. But if you want to know what the card is normally, it's going to be this one right here. This is a lot of a fun card. I don't know if it's a good card, but it sure as hell is a fun card. It's a 3-mana 5/5 with Tempered Steel, and at the beginning of combat you choose a counter at random that the giant does not have among Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and a +1/+1 counter. I just like the idea of a 3-mana 5/5 with 9,000 different bits of text on it. Just build your own questing beast is what this Mechagodzilla ends up being. Honestly, from what I've seen of this card, most of the time any of those particular counters, they're going to be pretty good, to be honest. You'd be alright with them. But anyway, I've waffled on long enough. This deck's simple enough to understand, so just check out the gameplay if you want to see more on this list, which is coming right on up. If you haven't yet done so though, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in, and We got an okay hand. It's going to need another source of white and a tempered steel at some point. I've seen worse hands though. So we got turn 1 Gingerbrute, turn 2 Stone Coil Serpent, and then Lurrus on 3 perhaps? We'll see. I don't know if I'd actually play Lurrus out unless we've got something to pull from the graveyard though, so we'll have to see. Steam Vents for our opponent. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just go 2-2 Stone Coil here. Boop that into play, and we'll see if protection from multicolored actually does anything. Search for Canter, so it's like a Jeskai. Ooh. A Jeskai control list then? Well, I don't want to commit too much into this board, because Shatter the Sky is probably going to be a thing that I have to worry about, but I do really want to get this Steel Overseer going, since it can pump out some extreme damage, and we do want that. 3 Fairy would be annoying, but it won't be able to block or bounce the Stone Coil Serpent. Ooh, they're going to go with Timely Reinforcements. Okay. Well, I guess it's time for a Voltaic Servant then. Don't know if I want a Ghost Quarter, to be honest. I don't see the true purpose of something like that. So let's go with a block and a block. Alright, a block and a block, an attack and attack. Yeah, let's just do that. Might get a triple block on the Stone Coil Serpent, which would be fine by me. Alright, so 3 for 1 there. It's not really, it's actually a 1 for 1 technically, but I'm fine with the trade nonetheless anyway, because we got that Lurrus. And yeah, we're just gonna untap Steel Overseer so we can put some counters on our boys again. So they got a couple of cards in that graveyard, only 2. Here comes Shatter the Sky, yep. Okay. Nothing I can really do about that, to be honest. Admittedly, I don't believe this to be the best possible matchup for us. But we get ourselves a Lurrus into Gingerbrute so we can get that damage down. Yeah, this late on in the game and they're at 18, it's not good. Not good at all. But we do have Voltaic Servant. Ooh, Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. Pretty sure you gotta pay for that card style. Someone really likes Teferi. So they bounced my Lurrus, which is completely fine, because I will just replay it. And let's go with Steel Overseer, I think. So that when we play something next turn, like a Voltaic Servant out the yard and a Voltaic Servant from hand, we can get that triple untap. Oh, the double untap, technically. The triple activation for the Overseer. Which might be pretty good. It's not going to be very good if they've got another Shatter the Sky, though, but judging by the fact that they just Teferi bounced my Lurrus, kind of says to me that they're not necessarily equipping one in hand. Okay, so what you got? Triome. Narset. That can kill anything. What does it want to kill? Probably the Lurrus, yeah. Alright, well that's less than ideal. As is the Plains. I might just Ghost Quarter them, like, post-combat. I feel like I haven't got really much better things to do. So let's get down the Servant, pump the Gingerbrute so we can kill the Narset, because we do not want that hanging around. But they do have a flipped Search for Canter now, and there's really nothing we can do about it. That's probably going to find them a Shatter the Sky at some point. I will, if they, yeah, because we got the Ghost Quarter, they don't really want to flip their Search for Canter, which is totally fine by me. It's honestly ideal when they don't bother with that. Another Timely Reinforcements. Okay, so they get the full value on that. It's really good against aggro decks. Who'd have thunk it? Alright, so yeah, saving Ghost Quarter for the Search for Canter, just making sure that there's nothing to be done there. Alright, so an Overseer, I have to go all in. I truly have to go all in. There's no point playing the Glass Casket, because the triple block just Gets the job done anyway. So, yeah, we're going to take them down a good old 8 damage hit to 16. Untap our Steel Overseer. And they need to scry for a board wipe here. If they find it, they probably win. I don't think we can beat that, to be honest. 1 top, 1 bottom. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Alright, pass the turn. Could see them, like, flipping their search for Cancer if they really just don't care about our board state after this, because, like, a Shatter the Sky wins them the game. We do get to draw a card, admittedly, but... Oh, great.
Guess who has an Agent of Treachery?
Ah, Luca. I remember when you had a +1. Okay, well, in response, I am going to tap the Steel Overseer to pump the squad. Yep. Ooh, all the glitters. Okay. So I can kill Luca, which is definitely the play to do. So Ginger Brew can be unblockable. Then again, what's his all the glitters? It's +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. So take them to 6, but then they'll agent me. So I really do have to kill Luca here. I do think I actually put all the glitters on it, but not right now because I really don't need to. So kill Luca, and then send 5 points at our opponent. Oops, got my trigger there. That's 1 point of damage that they should have taken there. Yeah, that's a priority skip I'm going to regret. I think I'll Glass Casket my own Overseer, to be honest. It's just another artifact for all the glitters, and I think if they don't draw something good here, they're going to lose. Regardless of my little miniature punt there. Untap the Steel Overseer, please. Pass the old turn. So, yeah, I think they're going to flip the Azcanta here to find the board wipe. So we'll have to see what they do. They go digging. They've still got Shatter the Sky mana open. They haven't drawn one in a while, so good indicator that they might have it. They've got Fires of Invention. Okay. And Shark Typhoon. I think that would be what the kids would call a good game. So up to 7. Glass Casket. Ginger Brew is a 12/12 unblockable creature. And yeah, managed to beat what appears to be something that looks relatively like a tier deck. You know, you got your Luca shenanigans, which is basically running rampant right now and probably gets a ban at some point. But yeah, I'm actually surprised we managed to grind with them there. But yeah, good stuff. Alrighty then, we're in. We've got a nice turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play. It's not the most explosive hand in the world, but honestly, I haven't seen Mechagodzilla that much in this deck, so I'm just really interested to see what we can do with that card. Our opponent's playing a Yorion deck, so stands to reason it's probably just going to be the Jeskai Luca Yorion list. Let's see. If we see any red, then we'll know. Did you take a 1-lander? There's no way you did. No. Yeah, it is the Jeskai Luca list, so we'll see if we're quick enough. Problem with that deck is it's a little too good for its own britches. So good that it'll probably get banned. I actually don't know the exact composition of that deck, other than it makes tokens that then turn into Agents of Treachery. That's like the annoying thing. So there's Bertha Meletus, who can make a 4/4. I think our creatures are going to be big enough by the time that matters, though. So let's go Mechagodzilla, aka Crystalline Giant. We're going to pump up the squad so we can get in for 2 and give Trample to Mechagodzilla. That's a pretty good one. Can run straight through the 0-4 wall now. So we've got 3 points and then another 5 points here next turn. We can give this protection to Fairy. Boo hiss. Who you bouncing? Steel Overseer? Yeah, okay. Probably want that back in play, to be honest. So let's make this unblockable. Let's get the Overseer back into play so we can pump the boys. It could actually be Mechagodzilla we go with, to be honest, but... Ooh, Trample Death Touch. That's a good one. So now, Trample Death Touch, the way that works is if our opponent blocks, we actually deal 3 points to them. Because Death Touch says any amount of damage would be lethal. And Trample says any excess damage beyond the lethality of it goes to your opponent's face. So because there's only 1 point here, they take 3 and go to 11.
We will meet again.
Good stuff. Alright. Dodge a board wipe, please. I don't know if they've got shatters in there, but I'm going to have to imagine that they do. 80 card deck, though. What are the odds of that? Pretty good, as it turns out. Pretty good. Alright, well, we did top deck a Luros, which is pretty sweet. Let's go with Steel Overseer first, so we can activate that next turn off of the Ginger Brute in the graveyard as well. It's not a bad draw, honestly. It's probably maybe our best draw. So they do have a 4-5 that they can play just as a decent blocker, but Tapland says no. Ah, come on! Stop being mean. They could tick up, I suppose. They're just going to go with the Luros bounce. That's fine by me. Stone Coil Serpent. Alright, so I do have to play the Luros again, because I'm getting the Ginger Brute out of my graveyard to kill Teferi. I think because I'm going to go Steel Overseer, I should probably just play this for 2, although it does overcommit into this board a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. But, and it's a big but, we have a pretty good board state here. A Tempered Steel, if they don't have a board wipe, is going to be a pretty good draw. Pretty good draw indeed. Can this get in haste? Let's see. Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance, or a 1-1 counter. No. No haste. That would be pretty cool, to be honest. I feel like it may be a little bit of a high roll, I guess. If you need this 3 points of damage to get through and you just Mechagodzilla into haste, it'd be pretty tilt-inducing. Not gonna lie. Alright, opponent. What you doing? Fabled Passage, sure. I feel like their only play here is just going Yorion. They're hovering it for sure. I guess it somewhat slows me down. But my Ginger Brew is unblockable, and so is my Stone Coil Serpent. Calyx! Okay, Calyx put Luros under? Or are we going to Steel Overseer? I mean, Luros has done its job. Yeah, Luros has done the job, other than our opponent like having a board wipe, which only benefits us if they Teferi my Luros out of the way. Other than that, got no problems here. Alright, so let's go Mechagodzilla, since we're going to activate the Overseer. We're all in, boys. All in. We are going to put counters on everything. And let's see what we can do. I think because I've got lethal through a board wipe next turn anyway, I'm going to kill Calyx. Very interesting build from our opponent, though. Looks like it isn't like the net decky sort. We've got Vigilance on Mechagodzilla, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if I really want them having card filtering or card sorting for Calyx, so I think I'm going to put the 3 points there. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Flooded out a little bit. Got 22 lands in this deck, and I think we've made our land drops every single turn, which is not actually something we really want to do, to be honest. But if they don't have a board wipe, I think we should be able to power through what our opponent's doing here. Mechagodzilla will be the same size as Urion's toughness, so we'll trade through there. Stonecoil Serpent, Ginger Brute, unblockable, and that's enough damage on its own. Shark Typhoon, okay. And then one more spell. Teferi, okay. So that can bounce. What would you like to bounce? Steel Overseer, so I can't do the pumping. Or do you just want to reset the Mechagodzilla? Can't bounce Stonecoil. That's the one thing you can't do. Mechagodzilla it is. Okay. If we get Tempered Steel, do we actually have the win? +2/+2, so Ginger Brew is a 6/6 after Steel Overseer, it's unblockable. Yeah, we got a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Come on, Tempered Steel. Another Plains. Well, aren't I special? Boom. Alright, counter on everything. Unblockable. Gonna leave Teferi alone this time. Straight at our opponent. So we're actually hitting him for 6 here. And they lose their token, which is... eh. Does make me wonder, though, if I don't have lethal, should I kill Teferi? What does Teferi really do? Nothing, to be honest. Yeah, absolutely nothing because of Fire's Invention. Can't play at instant speed because Fire's Invention stops that passive. Or the tick up, sorry. And that's the only option available. And if they go Yorion to reset Teferi and Fire's Invention, then he's coming back on end step and is not going to do anything anyway, so let's just push some damage. And see if our opponent has the answer. So there's one little technique you can use with the Yorion to no longer abuse the Fires of Invention downside. So you flicker that out and you can play one spell, play Yorion, which would be your second spell on Fires, but you don't actually have it in play anymore because Yorion will flicker it out, which means all that mana you haven't spent you can now use to play your third spell, which is kind of cool. I actually quite like that interaction. I think it's fun. Alright, so Cindervines is in play. Cindervines cannot target the Stonecoil Serpent, though, because it is multicolored. Opponents played their second spell. So even if they did draw a board wipe here, it will not matter. Got Menace on Mechagodzilla. So, yep, they are done. 2 to the top, game is over. Opponent can't play anything. Unless I'm missing something. They're hovering Fires. Suggests to me that they've just noticed. But yeah, we got unblockable here and we got trample here. And a +1/+1 to both of them. So, goodbye, Yorion list. God damn this deck. I love this deck, it's so good. Alrighty then, we're in, and we got a pretty good All That Glitters hand. We've got turn 1, triple Ornithopter, turn 2, All That Glitters, give a +4/+4 to one of them. It's not the worst thing in the world. I might keep it. So we'll go land, we'll play 1 Ornithopter and we'll pass. No reason to play the others since there's only actually going to be 1 attacking creature here. So let's just not give away what our opponent doesn't need to know. Deadweight! Boo. I guess that's a reason to play 2 Ornithopters over just the 1. Alright, so what are they playing then? I guess I'm just going to throw it all out. Let's get it all out there. All in. Yeah, untap the Ornithopter. Power move right there. Absolute power move. Opponent's playing Esper. We've got a Ginger Brute. Okay. So we'll play a Ginger Brute. Opponent appears to have some sort of interaction here, which makes me nervous. So I'm just going to make them use a removal spell on an Ornithopter, I guess. It's a 5-7. So swing, swing, swing. 7 points coming in. Untap the Ornithopter. There's a real good chance that we've got a win next turn. If we get a Ginger Brute, we win. If we get a Tempered Steel, we win. What else? Another All the Glitters, we win. Nice, they say. Thought Erasure. Nice indeed. Alright, well, that's a turn 4 win. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Silver 3! Yeah! This deck is good in early ranks at least. Ha! Oh my god, this is actually the second time that I've played against the Loner today. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting situation we find ourselves in. Ooh. Sure, let's do this. I'm gonna go down an Ornithopter. Nice. So last time I was playing against the Loner, I was playing a different deck, and he was playing... I probably shouldn't tell you what he's playing in case he wants to stream it later. But I lost quite miserably, playing a different deck. They take all the glitters. Yeah. Ooh, nice top deck. Okay, so let's throw it all out there. Let's get in the hot zone. Oh yeah. So a land is desperately what I need here. Jund, Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so no damage unless I get that plains. Well, 1 point of damage, I guess. Is it really damage though? That's the question. What do we define as damage? Alright, we're Jundin, which means lots and lots of removal. Probably Maelstrom Pulses and things like that, so these Ornithopters probably ain't so safe. We do get ourselves our planes though, so we can start getting in a little bit of damage. Despite Maelstrom Pulse being a thing, I mean, there's no reason, I guess, not to put the All Glitters on the other Ornithopter. So he's got to move his damage around a bit. No, it's a Croxer. Okay, there goes all the glitters. And we get a plains. Alrighty then. Get in for 3. Take him down to 10. 2 cards in the yard. Got some Bone Crusher Giants on the way. I'm gonna... There's a chance that I should go for keep it in hand for discard spells. But I don't know. I kind of need that 3rd land regardless. So, getting in. Not going to block. If he wants to pay the 3 to pump up his knight, I'm fine with that. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's just going to go with his Bone Crusher Giant, though. Ooh, a Lightning Strike. Alright, that's in empty-handed, though. So, good draws ahead, please. Ginger Brute's not the worst. That's 4 points. Take to 6. Ugh, Vraska. Now we're on a 6-turn clock. That's real good. Alright, what's our best top deck now? I guess it's just a Tempered Steel, to be honest. Plains. Nice. Alright, well, I think Vraska has to go. I don't really want that giving card advantage, to be honest. We're on 18 life, so we can, to a certain extent, take a little bit of the brunt. Alright, taking 1, and then Bone Crushy. That is a clock. And there's the knight. Okay, top Deku. Glass Casket. That's not the worst. Not the worst. We'll get rid of Bone Crusher Giant. That buys us a little bit of time. And then unblockable for our Ginger Brute. Guys, something about this deck that just makes you really want to play fast. And I'm going to make some critical errors by having to Sonic my way through this matchup. Alright. Pumping up the Knight. Which means we're taking 5 and the Knights are going to get pumped. Which definitely means they're winning this race. So 2 counters. I'm going to need something huge here. Mecha Godzilla. You know, I'll take it. What say you, Mechagodzilla? I don't even know what the best possible, Ah, dang it. I just want to know what it'd be. What was it, dang it? Alright, take him to 4. What would have been the best possible one there? I don't think First Strike would have been, because he could just... Anywhere that I block, it just pumps, essentially. There's Croxer. So we're going to 10. And then there's a 6-6. Yeah, it's going to come down to winning right now. So I need a Tempered Steel, an All That Glitters, or another Ginger Brute. I think are about my only outs here. Nice. Boom. Good game. When it mattered, we just didn't come through. Good game, Salona. Let's go. Alright, we're in, and this hand's honestly mediocre, but I think there are some very good top decks. As long as they're not lands, I'm pretty sure everything is good, to be honest. So we're going to keep this one. We got that turn 1 Ginger Brute action. Hushbringer can shut down a fair few matchups, so we'll have to see. I just like the early game aggression that we've got with the Ginger Brutes, and a lot of our top decks can be pretty good as well. Hello, Sans. How goes it? Alright, we're just going to pass. I don't know if we really want to play down the Ornithopter just yet. It's not a great deal of a reason to do it, since it's just an 0-2 right now. There's Steel Overseer. Okay. Well, should we bait with our Hushbringer? I think we should. Looks like they might just be like mono red. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. So, ooh, red-black. Well, if they've got some Croxers, it's a thing, alright. Alright, so let's go Ginger Brute, swing, see if they've got some removal. Oh, they're gonna go Yidaro, okay. AKA Godzilla. The real Zilla. Alright, this is where it gets risky. If they've got like a Cry of the Carnarium, I will lose on the spot. If they don't, well, this is removal bait. We will play Ornithopter, we're all in. Don't cry me. Or I might cry. No cry, no cry, no cry. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. It's happening. Oh, I've called it, and you know it has to happen now. Oh, Thycreunion on Ulamog. Yeah, they got Nulamog in the game now. So this is actually a Reanimator list. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to go Voltaic Servant. I think we're just going to get empty-handed. It feels like it might be a Croxer deck, so let's just not have cards in our hand and be okay. Let's get on in. Take our opponent to 9, and yeah, pass the turn. Untap the Overseer. And now we can survive Cry of the Carnarium to a certain extent. Yeah, I guess I've got rid of their, like, Rixmardy Revelers don't actually do anything with Hushbringer. So that's really going to shut that off, and that probably means we just win. Oh, man. Alright, well, Overseer. And yeah, we Overseer, we make these two unblockable, that's 8 points of damage. We got the 9th point in the Hushbringer, and yeah, just shut off our opponent's thing there. I don't think that them getting that draw and discard would have actually made any difference whatsoever, but I suppose you never know. We've got this thing now where we can look at the battlefield, isn't that cool? Now I don't have to talk through a winning screen to try and explain my point post-matchup. Yeah, Nulamog's here. Gonna be playing around with this card. Honestly, it's one of my favorite cards. I really do love this card. It's actually the first ever video I made on this channel was with an Ulamog deck. Fun fact. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go for another game. Okay, we're in, and we got a turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 Stonecall Serpent if we really want to, but turn 3's likely to be Tempered Steel. Who knows, actually, I might play everything out before Tempered Steel. Depends on what we're up against. So yeah, I really like this hand. Kind of speaks for itself, plays itself out without much thought. It's a 1-mana 1/1. Let's go. Yeah, we can actually like turn 3 Tempered Steel and play one of these out for 0 and it'd be a 2/2, which is cool. I don't know if we'll end up doing that, but who knows. Actually, I think we might, to be honest. So let's do that. So yeah, if we draw a land off the top, we can go Steel into Serpent, and we can get a pretty decent board state going. We just get a Luros instead. Alright, well, actually I'll go Voltaic Servant. If Stone Coil 0 is a thing. So untap the 2/2, pass the turn. Our opponent's on what I assume might be a mono black devotion list. I'm not entirely sure. So artifact creatures get +2/+2. And a Murderous Rider, one of my Stone Coil Serpents. Okay. Still gives me a pretty decent attacking board. And there's no way they're going to be able to deal with that Tempered Steel, so I don't feel bad at all about throwing a 0/0 out there. So opponent's on 8. We have lethal presented. We have rebuild value with Luros. And yeah. I mean, it's not technically lethal presented because they've got a Murderous Rider to buy themselves a turn. But you get my point. We got a 3-mana 5/5 coming down as well, which is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's do it. Let's get him out there. I want that combat trigger. What do we get? Spin the wheel. Trample. Not bad. Alright, swaying in. Our opponent will have some removal, otherwise I'm not sure why they haven't exploded yet. Yep, so they take 2 down to 6, take 5 down to 1. Those Murderous Riders not doing them any favors. Ritual of Soot's not going to do anything, because we got the Mecha Godzilla. Oh no, actually it's a 3-drop, but I guess Ritual of Soot would have done just fine. But then we go Luros, play a Serpent out the graveyard, something like that. And then we've got the lethal getting presented again. Solid. Really quick matchups. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's video. Really do recommend if you are in the early ranks, this deck is pretty sweet. It very much does not seem to want to lose at all, which is, you know, knowing my luck, it's going to be something that I'll end up finding out later that it's just not very good in the later ranks. Who knows? I've only really played it in the bronze and silvers, but from what I've seen, it's pretty damn impressive, really explosive wins, and a really fun way to play aggro. If you're sick of mono-red aggro, and you're an aggro player, then something like this might be right up your alley. I do want to try it as well with a blue-white version as well, which gets Depose Deploy, which can basically, the deploy is a 4-mana make 2 3/3s, gain 2 for instant speed, which seems pretty good with the Tempered Steel. So yeah, I want to try something else out with this list, but yeah, I really do like this card. I think it's pretty solid. But yeah, like, subscribe, hit that bell, you know the drill. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.